Hello Racer TV and welcome to the highlight episode of round number 12 of the 13-round season here for the 2024 Progressive Grand National Cross Country Series. We're going to be in Millfield, Ohio today for the John Penton GNCC, and as the rain came down, things are going to be heating up here as this season starts to come to a close.
Are you ready to go, GNCC Racer?
All right, everybody, let's get into it. The 2024 Grand National Cross Country Series brought to you by Progressive. Round number 12 of 13, the John Penton GNCC. My name is Jackson Burrell, and I'll be taking you through today's action. But before we get into today, let's take a look back at just a couple weeks ago to round number 11. And to get things started, it looked like it was going to be Bryson Neal with the hole shot. However, Ronnie Rush, the young gun on the 714 machine, able to sneak up, and he's going to be able to escape with the hole shot here in this one. And as you can see, Ronnie Rush able to hold on to that lead for quite a while as he makes his way through our first camera shot here. But just behind him, going to be none other than Walker Fowler. Walker, of course, coming off of round number 10 where he didn't expect to line up after a rain delay. He changed his mind. He decided he wanted to get back out and into the fight here in the championship, and that is exactly what he was able to do, stepping away with a second place there at round number 10. Finds himself in the second place here at the beginning stages of round number 11 as well. As you see on screen, Walker Fowler making his way through, taking a look over his shoulder at the third place rider, which is John Glotta Jr. John Glotta, I'm sure, not having the season that he exactly had in mind here in 2024, but nonetheless making the best of it here at round number 11. Walker Fowler, he stayed on the hunt the entire race, trying to catch up and make a move on Ronnie Rush. And could have this been the move? It is not. It is the big number one of Bryson Neal. So taking a look, Walker Fowler making his way through. I'm going to assume that he has made the move by this point in the race. And as you can see, another person wanting to make some moves. That is Bryson Neal. But it was all about Walker Fowler as he gets a little slideways, as my buddy Zach Heron would say. He's able to keep it under control. And of course he's excited, guys. He is just about to make history as he gets his 76th win, the most in GNCC history. And just like that, round number 11 comes to a close. Walker Fowler going to put his name at the top of the charts in more ways than one as he steps away with a victory. Bryson Neal going to be your second place finisher, and Ronnie Rush going to get his first ever podium as he crosses the finish line in the third place spot.
I take him how I get him. I rode a phenomenal race. Was I the fastest guy today? No. Am I the fastest guy this year? No. Am I going to ever be the fastest guy again? Probably not. But sometimes you don't got to be the fastest guy. And I'm just so proud of my team. I'm so thankful for the good Lord above for just everything He's doing in my life right now, man. It's been a tough couple of years, been a tough couple of months, sure. And it's funny how things work out, and God has a plan, and I'm just letting Him do it, because every time I try to be in control, bad things happen. So man, my family, my beautiful girlfriend, all the Pipers back home, thank you guys so much.
And now that we have the specialized race recap under our belts, let's move to round number 12, John Penton. And here we go, the XC1 Pro class off and rolling. And it's going to be Bryson Neal that sneaks up the inside and steps away with the hole shot. Looks like Jay Shadron going to be holding on to that number 2 spot as Walker Fowler now able to overtake the second place position. So here going into the woods going to be Bryson Neal your leader, followed very closely by Walker Fowler, Jay Shadron, and then look at that, the Gator, Adam McGill, going to be holding on to that 4th place spot. And this is one you don't want to count Adam McGill out of, as he was able to take the win in 2023 here. But one main difference, in 2023, this was round number 7 before the summer break. Now, of course, it is round number 12 after the summer break. And for your XC2 Pro-Am start, take a look at that. That is going to be your XC2 points leader. Grayson Eller going to hit the deck, and he's going to have a lot of ground to make up in this one. As you know, he wants to keep that championship fight alive. And here at our first camera shot for the XC2 class, it is going to be Braxton Gross that's going to be leading the way. Not only is Braxton going to be leading the way, but he is also going to be your hole shot artist here for round number 12 of the XC2 class. Now, as we see the huge XC2 class making their way by, we finally see the 171 of Grayson Eller making his way through. And like we said, he is going to have a ton of ground to make up here in this one. Now we'll turn things back over to our XC1 Pro class. And it is going to be Bryson Neal that leads the way with Walker Fowler in tow. Jay Shadron still holds on to 3rd, with Adam McGill in the 4th place spot. Now seeing Austin Abney holding on to that 5th place position. Ronnie Rush going to be in the 6th place, with the rest of the XC1 and XC2 classes in tow. As you can see, an amazing track we had here. After all the weather that has came down in Millfield, Ohio, we have a great racetrack, and there's plenty more action here from round number 12. We're going to get a word from our sponsors, and we'll be back right here on Racer TV.
Progressive GNCC Racing is brought to you by Progressive. Progressive could save you hundreds of dollars on your automobile and motorcycle insurance. Specialized E-Turbo bicycles. It's you, only faster. Rocky Mountain ATVMC.com. Get ready.
Like that, we are back, everybody. Bryson Neal still going to be leading the way on the big number 1 machine. Walker Fowler trying to do everything he can to get up into that number 1 spot. But things still looking the same here for your top 5 riders. Bryson Neal, Walker Fowler, Jay Shadron, Adam McGill, and Austin Abney. Now seeing plenty of riders make their way by. Chris Borage, John Glotter Jr. all making their way by. There goes Stephen Harrell on the number 8 machine. Now moving up to the top of the class, we still see Bryson Neal followed by Walker Fowler. Those 2 riders absolutely battling it out. 2 seasoned vets here in GNCC. Both of those riders chasing after the 2024 championship. But not only that, both of those riders going to be Ohio natives wanting the win here in their home state. But speaking of seasoned vets, look at that. Adam McGill going to be able to move himself up to the 3rd place position, pushing Jay Shadron to 4th. And it is still going to be Austin Abney that holds on to 5th. I do believe that was going to be Brandon Owens coming around in the 6th place position, Ronnie Rush in 7th. Jared McClure going to hold on to the 8th place spot, and then it looks like Wyatt Wilkin going to be back in the 9th place position. Chris Borage, John Glotta, all making their way around as we see Stephen Harrell still making his way through in the back of the pack. And at the front of the field, going to see Bryson Neal still holding on to it just ahead of Walker Fowler. Bryson getting a DNF at round number 10, a 2nd place at round number 11. He wants the win here at round number 12. Bryson saying not quite satisfied with his last 2 races. One person that has to be satisfied, however, is Adam McGill, at least this point in the race, as he still holds on to that 3rd place spot. Now seeing the headlights of Jay Shadron, only rider here in the XC1 or the XC2, as far as I know, that's going to be running the headlights on the machine. And look at that, Jared McClure now appearing to make up a little ground. Wyatt Wilkin wanting to do so as well, and there That is Hunter Hart. Seeing Hunter Hart come around a few times now, just now being able to recognize exactly who that is, but that is indeed Hunter Hart. Now, seeing the front of the field once again, Bryson Neal, Walker Fowler. Bryson still in control of it as the Gator, Adam McGill, tries to track him down. And there it is, the top two hop, skipping, and jumping their way through the woods. For anybody that might not be familiar here with GNCC racing, these courses anywhere from 10 to 12 miles here for our ATV, what we call the PM race, the premier race of the day. And if you'd like to come do one for yourself, you can come ride on this exact same course that you see the top pros riding on. Try your hand out at a 2-hour ATV race for yourself. But back to the racing action on the track, still going to be Bryson Neal, followed closely by Walker Fowler. Walker Fowler got his tow rope out and hooked on. Not literally, guys. An imaginary tow rope. Don't want anybody to take that too serious. As we see Adam McGill trying to throw out a tow rope for himself, trying to cling onto these top two riders. And speaking of the top two riders, there they go, absolutely wide open through a straightaway. As they make their way back into the woods, Bryson Neal now starting to be able to get just a few bike lengths ahead of Walker Fowler. But man, how about Walker Fowler? After coming off what could have been some career-ending injuries, he is on a roll here at the end of this 2024 season, and I can almost guarantee that 2025 will be the same. Look like Adam McGill still going to be holding on to that third place spot, but now Wyatt Wilkin going to get up into the picture. And as they skip their way through the woods, Walker Fowler starting to close up just a bit now. Bryson Neal going to get the pit board. Walker Fowler trying to take a look at it as well as they make their way through. The Bidwell Bullet going to be well in control of this one, as now starting to appear that he's been able to stretch out that lead as he makes his way through, holding on to a water bottle. And Wyatt Wilkin now coming into the frame. That should mean Wyatt Wilkin has moved up into that third place spot, the final spot here on the podium. As we pan back, taking a look now at your fourth place rider, and I believe that is going to be Hunter Hart. So Hunter Hart going to be able to advance into the fourth place spot. Jay Shadron now going to make his way around, so Shadron still going to be holding on to fifth. Man, a great run here today for Jay. Taking a look back to the sixth place position, that appears to be one of the Phoenix Racing Yamaha riders. That would have to be none other than John Glotta Jr. So John Glotta trying to hold on to that sixth place spot. Looks like Brandon Owens going to be making his way through as well. And now seeing Josh Merritt on the big number 5 machine making his way around. I'm sure not quite the place that Josh Merritt would like to be this far into the race. Now as we take a little further back, some action going on here as Austin Abney tries to fend off Stephen Harrell on the number 8 machine. Now we finally catch a glimpse of Adam McGill. So a rough day here from Adam McGill. And that is how quickly things can turn around here in GNCC. Now back up to the front of the pack. Bryson Neal still holds on to the lead, as Walker Fowler is in the second place position. And you have to imagine by this point in the race, Walker Fowler have to be getting a little bit frustrated after you've ate roost for an hour, hour and a half straight. You have one thing on your mind, and that is getting around the rider in front of you. Now seeing Wyatt Wilkin move up. As I called him once this year, Mr. Podium, Wyatt Wilkin, not only Wyatt Wilkin, but Josh Merritt as well. Those two riders really stepping up, not only showing that they're capable of podium positions, but also showing that they are capable of taking wins as well. Now at the front of the pack, Bryson Neal trying to step away with this win. But Walker Fowler, he is still not letting go. Now we see the gap really starting to deteriorate as Walker Fowler tries to make a move. These two riders really starting to put on a show here for our Racer TV cameras. Walker Fowler, he is charging hard as he bounces off the trees. We'll see. Can he pull it off? Will Bryson Neal step away with a win? Or will Walker Fowler be able to make a pass here in the closing stages of the race? Stick around here on Racer TV to find out.
Progressive GNCC Racing is brought to you by Progressive. Progressive could save you hundreds of dollars on your automobile and motorcycle insurance. Specialized E-Turbo bicycles. It's you, only faster. Rocky Mountain ATVMC.com. Get ready.
Welcome back, everybody. The battle still continues here with Walker Fowler and Bryson Neal. And as you can see, Fowler appearing to be in the lead at this point, but Fowler going to get stuck. Bryson Neal going to be stuck just beside him. And it is going to be a race to see who can get out first. And listen to those Yamaha 450 machines sing as these two riders fight to get unstuck. Walker Fowler now going to be off and rolling. That is going to leave Bryson Neal in a place he would never want to be, stuck and unable to get the machine going. But just like that, after a little bit of help from the pit crew, the mud fleas, he's off and rolling. And now the roles have reversed, and it is going to be Fowler that is going to be followed by Neal. Neal going to get that machine on two wheels as he tries to find a way back into the lead. Walker Fowler going to come through missing his goggles, but that is the least of his concerns as he makes his way through the checkered flag in the number one spot. Walker Fowler going to find Ricky Towery first, and he finds himself a race win here at round number 12. And a handshake from your top two after they have battled 2 straight hours. Let's hear what Walker Fowler has to say.
Moments that I felt like he was holding me up, and there were moments where it was everything I could do to keep on him, or he was pulling me a couple seconds. We each, maybe every other mile, it would kind of just do this kind of yo-yo effect, but it never got, like I said, that going into the last lap, he finally kind of broke me, and he got just out of sight. And I was like, you got 1 minute to try to get it so he can see you again, or else I think it's over. And I just rode the absolute wheels off this thing, and I sucked right back up to the bottom of him, and I saw him give a look back, and I was like, okay, I need a break. Like, I'm exhausted. But no, I actually feel really good. Fitness is coming around. I'm back running, 730 miles for almost 5 miles, and I can weight lift a little bit more. I'm doing more than I was able to prior to surgery, and man, at 30, I'll be 32 years old at Ironman, and I'm really starting to feel good. I'm finally kind of growing into my man body a little bit.
So there you have it from Walker Fowler. Let's take a look here at your second place, hear what he has to say about today.
Yeah, I'm bummed on this one. I can't lie. I wanted to win really, really bad, and I know I could finish second place every race and win this championship still, but that's not this guy inside. I want to win. I want to fight for wins. I don't want to ride conservative. I don't want to, just lay up and ride back in second place and lollygag and take care of the bike. I want to go for a win, and so he's pushing for it, and we gave it our best effort today, but ultimately we hit it the wrong place, wrong time, and he came out ahead, and hats off to him on another win, and we brought home good points today, got second, and we'll boogie on.
And there you have it. The fight gonna roll on to round number 13, and Bryson Neal gonna be ready. It is Walker Fowler, Bryson Neal, and Wyatt Wilkin, your top three. Let's hear from Wilkin.
I've been working my butt off for that top three. Halfway through the year, I was like, you know what, top 5, that'd be sick. And then I went to 4th, and then I went to 3rd, and I was like, all right, we got this. Last race was a setback. I'm not gonna lie, had me down for a couple days. But you got to take them when you can, and I made up 8 points in one round. I'm going to make up 11 in 2. We'll see how we got it.
Wyatt Wilkin ready to roll into round number 13 as well. Taking a look at your series championship points at the end of round number 12, it is Bryson Neal, Walker Fowler, Josh Merritt, Wyatt Wilkin, and Stephen Harrell in your top 5 championship positions. Taking a look now at your specialized race recap. Of course, things going to start out. Bryson Neal takes the hole shot. Walker Fowler going to be able to sneak around, gets himself into the second place position heading into the woods. Bryson Neal able to stay in control here for quite some time. Jay Shadron holding on to that third place position here in the early stages of the race. A great run here today for Shadron. And as you can see by this point in the race, going to see Adam McGill pop up into that third place position. Adam McGill, after taking the win here in 2023, he was hungry, as you can tell, but not quite able to pull off the results he would like. At this point in the race, Bryson Neal still going to be in control as he was for most of the race. Wyatt Wilkin, at this point in the race, able to hop up into that third place position, exactly where he was able to finish. Hunter Hart charging hard in that fourth place position. A good run today here for Hunter Hart as well. By this point in the race, things starting to heat up just a bit, as Bryson Neal is still going to be in the lead, but this is before things go awry. As you can tell, Walker Fowler starting to try to put some heavy moves on him as he tries to cut to the inside of that corner, not quite able to do it. And as you can see, Bryson Neal, he held strong to the pressure, still in control of it. As you can see, the number 1 plate clear and clean on Bryson Neal. Completely different story for Walker Fowler, and this is where things went haywire for both of those riders. Walker Fowler appearing to have had the lead at this point. However, he gets stuck, causing Bryson Neal to also get stuck. And those two riders, it was a fight to see who could get unstuck first, who could get the mud fleas and the team members to pull them out first. And it was Walker Fowler that was able to do just that, and he was going to be able to hang on, making it 2 for 2 for Walker Fowler as he gets the win here at round number 12. And that is going to conclude our highlight episode here for round number 12, the John Penton GNCC. The 2024 season going to come down to the final race there at Ironman for round number 13. Make sure to tune in for that highlight episode as well. And we thank you for tuning in to Racer TV.